A very warm hello to everyone watching. My name is 𝙂𝙧𝙨 and I've been selected for West Bengal Revenue Service in WBCS 2021. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity and the platform that have been given by APTI PLUS to put across a few things that I've learned, and I have made a lot of mistakes during my journey. And I hope that these few things that I'll share with you help you in your journey as well. And I really hope that this video is of some aid to your preparation for WBCS 2023.
Recording in progress.
The first the first topic that I'll be discussing today is the last minute tips for cracking WBCS, especially WBCS 2023, this year preliminary. So after a lot of uncertainties and a postponement of preliminary examination, finally a date has been finalized. 16th of December, as we are all aware, is the preliminary for WBCS this year. Now, the first and foremost thing that you should be focusing on during this span of time is mock test. Now, mock test, remember, mock test has multitude of benefits. Not only it increases your efficiency for when you're answering questions, but at the same time it helps in your reading, it helps in comprehending, and it helps in your ability to answer questions even while you are in confusion regarding two options. Now, আমার যা মনে হয়েছিল পরীক্ষার just আগে, that I used to feel very jittery, that আমি যা পড়াশোনা করেছি সেটা কি আমি রিকল করতে পারছি কিনা। সেইটাতে আমার মক টেস্ট অনেকটা হেল্প করেছে। মক টেস্টে কি হয়, if the question is a lengthy question, right, so you will take time to read it once, so you will take time, then you will go word by word and you will try to understand what it is saying, correct? Now when you take up a number of mock tests, what it does is it makes you aware while you're reading. So যে questionটা পড়ছো, right, তখনই কি হবে, you will understand that where this question is taking you, where this question is leading. So ওই first reading you will not only comprehend what the question is asking, what is the demand of the question, but you will also realize that what answer it can be before looking into the options. So before looking into the options itself, you know somehow, if you have done this particular topic, you know এটা কোন দিকে যাচ্ছে. So mock test are of the most importance during this, at least during these phases. And during the next few weeks, you should focus on giving at least 2 mocks every day. At least this is what I used to do. এখন অনলাইনেও এখন অনেকগুলো টেস্ট পেপারস আছে, স্টাডি ম্যাটেরিয়ালসের সাথেও এখন প্রিভিয়াসের কোয়েশ্চেন অ্যাজ ওয়েল অ্যাজ এক্সপেক্টেড কোয়েশ্চেন করে একটা সেকশন আছে। সেইখান থেকে you start solving as many mock tests as you can. Now, few things that you should keep in mind while solving mock test is you should give the mock test under the time duration that has been allotted in the main examination. You should not only give the question as much time as you're going to give it during the examination, but also try to complete it before a couple of minutes, right, because examination situation অনেকগুলো factors থাকবে that will come in, right? And since this examination is, you can say, a very relative in nature, right, even if you take up 80% of the question, you still not make it to the cutoff. So you should be able to mark as many questions as possible, right, and correctly. Minimize your negative scores, and this can only be done by repeated practicing of mock test. Now while giving mock test, a few things that আমি বলছিলাম that you have to keep in mind. The first one is the question pattern, right? If the question pattern, look into the question pattern, that what type of questions is being asked. তুমি যে ফর এক্সাম্পল আমার মনে আছে এখনো স্পেকট্রামে পড়েছিলাম, অ্যান্ড স্পেকট্রামে হিস্ট্রি পার্টে বা কোনো একটা পার্টে ইউ রিডটা করেছো, কিন্তু যখন কোয়েশ্চেনটা দেখছো বলছে আচ্ছা এটা ছিল বইয়ে, কিন্তু আমি অতটা ফোকাস করতে পারিনি সেই কোয়েশ্চেনে, রাইট? কিন্তু মক টেস্ট দিলে কী হয়, ইউ নো দ্যাট ইভেন while you are revising, whenever you are reading, that কোন কোয়েশ্চেনে কোন পার্ট অফ দ্য চ্যাপ্টারে কোন টপিকে বেশি এমফাসাইজ করতে হবে while you are studying, রাইট? একটা কোয়েশ্চেন আমার মনে আছে এখনো, there was this question that how many months did Alexander, for how many long duration did Alexander remain in India? ওকে, আমি এটা হয়তো পড়েছিলাম, আমার মনে হচ্ছিল যে এটা পড়েছি, কিন্তু ইট ওয়াজ ওনলি while I was solving mock test that I realized that yes, it is 19 months. And then যখন আমি বইয়ে পড়েছিলাম সেই জিনিসটা তখন আমার realize holo that yes, I have to focus in even the minute lines that is in between given, right? This is one thing, question pattern hoye gelo. Next is it builds up your confidence. Aajkal in the last few years what we are seeing is the cutoff has been remaining in the higher end of the scale, right? Nothing can predict, nothing you do in the examination hall okhane boshe predict korata খুবই difficult hoye jay, right? So you try to score, at least from my side I would say 130, 135 is a safe score in today's time. But obviously if you can score more, it is in the safer side itself. Then so confidence building er jonno mock test is very important. For example, while you are answering, right, initially to hoyto marks ta at par jacche na eto cut off, right, and you are still practicing and just a couple of weeks before the examination you see your cut off, your marks in your mock test is going to the level of the cutoff, so you are at par with the examination. Eta theke ki hoy, on the day of your examination you don't over pressurize yourself, you don't have that pressure, performance pressure, right? You know that na ami mock test gulo ja diyechi sekhane ami bhalo score korchi, so I might be able to crack it, right? So tale ki hoy, you don't have that extra burden on yourself je thik thak hobe ki na, will I make it, will I not make it, right? So this confidence building is very important and that comes through mock test. Now again there are few questions which are very confusing in nature, right? হয়তো দুটো অপশন এলিমিনেট করা হয়ে গেছে কিন্তু দুটো অপশন রয়ে গেছে যেখান থেকে কনফিউশন হচ্ছে। অ্যাটলিস্ট আমার যা ধারণা, মক টেস্ট দিলে you have that ability to kind of mark the correct answer. I don't know how to say it more appropriately, but you have that instinct, right? That instincts get built by repeated mock tests, that you know that এটা মনে হচ্ছে এটা ঠিক, that you know I've read it somewhere and you might not pinpoint যে কোথায় পড়েছিলাম, but you know somehow যে এটা কোথায় একটা আমি I've gone through this, I will be able to answer this, right? So that is one thing, right? Next is mock test, that you should always keep in mind that mock test দেওয়ার সময়, right, never just give the mock test and just let it sit, right? Never give the mock test and acha eta hoyeche ekta hoye geche, let me do the second one. That is not the complete way of doing a mock test. You give the mock test, sit down in a quiet room, যেভাবে পরীক্ষায় যাবে পরীক্ষাটা দিতে, right, in that same state of mind, sit down, do it with a clock in your hand, right? Take your time, solve it, then go to the answer key, right? You check your marks, you calculate your marks, আর তারপরে কাজটা হচ্ছে মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট, ইট ইজ your performance analysis. Regular performance analysis is very important, আর এটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। হয়তো you give 10 mock test less, for example you had made your target to be 50 mock test, right? But when you are starting your performance analysis, it takes a little time, right? Because once you give the examination, then you sit down with the answers, you look into কোথায় ভুল হয়েছে, you write it down somewhere যে এইগুলো কোয়েশ্চেন ভুল হয়েছে আমি পরে এগুলো রিভিশন করব, সেগুলো করতে একটু টাইম লাগে। সো হয়তো you cut down this to 40, right? I will say this is all right, okay, this is good. If you give 10 mock tests less, but those mock tests that you have given, these 40 mock tests that you attempted has been full-fledgedly, that you have done everything, all the questions you have not only marked, you have also analyzed yourself, you have also learned, right, what was your mistakes, and you have also revised them. So performance analysis is very important. Now remember that যে আমরা বলছিলাম যে mock টেস্টের ব্যাপারটায়, right, it has multitude of benefits. So it not only mock test will not only help you gauge the progress that you're making, but it will also kind of make you understand the exam pattern, how you are supposed to sit down on your examination hall and attempt the questions. It will also allow you to do proper time management, right? Examination hall eta ki hoy, time management is of a very crucial thing, right? সেটা একটা জিনিস। তারপর mock test হয়ে গেল। The next new things is after that, right, you understand your strength and weaknesses while you're giving the mock test, that আমার কোন আনসারগুলো গেস করলেও গেস ওয়ার্ক বা ইনস্টিংক্ট কাজ করছে, and which sections, even if I'm guessing, if I'm guessing or my instincts are telling me this answer is still getting negative, So you analyze these things while you're sitting down for mock test, that what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. Work on your strength and eliminate your weaknesses, all right? Once you start doing this, you will see that you will decrease the number of negatives that you're making, right? And aste aste ki hobe, your chances of increasing your cutoff, reaching that safe cutoff will increase. Clear? Now, a few other last minute tips that we have to talk about. Excuse me. Don't over pressurize yourself, okay? Don't let this performance pressure get into your mind just before the examination. Age a few weeks, exactly a month that you have, right? This is the time that you will be under pressure. That you should say, this time period, that is all right, correct? But on the day of your examination, don't over pressurize yourself that I have to do these many things in these many hours. Porikhay amake 180 score korte hobe or something like that. Don't put irrational thoughts in your head right now. Don't let anything demotivate you. Don't let negativities hit you right now. Je amar hobe na ba hoyto last few last couple of examination that you've given, you failed, right? You've not gotten the cutoff, right? Don't let those things hit you now. Have a very positive outlook right now. Be in a very positive environment. Ekta jinish bolbo, why things worked in my favor even after repeated tries, right? That I did not first of all lose hope. That is very important. No matter how many times you've attempted, you still have that trust in you, the faith in you that you will do it. And the most important thing that worked in my favor was that I was always under constant you can say surrounding of my parents and my brother and sister, right? That was the most important thing that worked in my favor. That I portion korchilam, but at the same time, this positive environment around me never let me feel demotivated or never allowed me to feel like, that I cannot do it. So I was always motivated, I was always encouraged that I will make it to the other side, right? Even if things are not working in my favor right now. So it is very important that you keep this in mind, that if you've been loyal to your work, if you've been loyal to the time that you have given to your studies, if you've been dedicated, focused, have had that patience, have had that persistence in you, trust me, you will do it. It is a time-tested thing, right? That you will do it if you've been really honest with your craft. And it works in everything. And so it does in this examination. That while studying, if you've been 100% there, if you've been 100% loyal to your studies, nothing can stop you. Nothing. And last but not the least thing is revision. Constant revision of whatever you're studying. Do not start anything new right now. Don't get onto new books or new sources. Market এখন অনেকগুলো বই আছে যেটা বলছে that past 10 months or 12 months এর current affairs একটা পয়েন্টে আছে, বা videos are coming out that 25 থেকে 25 current affair question এখান থেকে চলে আসবে. Don't go into those things if you've had a constant revision and practicing of current affairs, right? If you have made that particular notes of last 12 months of current affairs, just trust your work, right? And be positive that I will be able to do it. Because now is not the time that you should start making notes about something or you start doing something new. One thing that I would like to say is with respect to revision is that আমি অনেকগুলো বই every subject, right? I used to study. I've had my own book list and strategies planned. But revision এর জন্য আমি always একটা WBCS একটা manual আছে by নিতিন সিংহানিয়া sir. আমি ওখান থেকেই I've always revised from that book because I feel ওই একটা বইয়ে, right, everything is given very compactly. Right? Previous year question and analysis ache, shekhane previous year questions ache, and then also a few extra questions are given. Also, all the subjects are very well covered, right? So you can go through that book if you've এখন নতুন করে do not start that book. If you've already gone through it, I think revision এর জন্য that book is the best. Or else যেখান থেকে যেই পড়েছো, right? Just trust it and think that yes, you have worked hard, you've done your part, and now is the time to just gear up for that last lap, right? Don't pressurize yourself. Just believe that yes, আমি কাজটা করেছি, হয়ে যাবে. Clear? And I think rest will just work in your favor. And on the day of your examination, just remember to have that calmness in you, right? Just have that zen-like calmness, because only during that state of steadiness and that calmness can you make a particular decision rationally as well as intelligently, right? You have to have that intelligent decision-making power during that examination time, or else it does not, if you are not able to show it in your examination that you've studied, right, then you won't be able to cross this examination. So it is important that to have that steadiness and not let nerve hit you during those 2 hours, okay? And from my side, I would like to tell all the best to all of you who are appearing for WBCS Preliminary 2023 this year, right? And I hope that your hard work pays off and you do well in the examination. Thank you for watching.